Hi, my name is Cynthia Wakio, the Communication and Events Manager at Corporate Staffing Services. I am joined by Pamina Swainaina, our CEO here at Corporate Staffing, who is going to be telling us the importance of delegation for leaders. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Right, so tell me why it is important, or rather why delegation is important for leaders.
Now, as leaders, we are tasked with running the affairs of the company, of the organization. And for us to be able to perform at our peak, it means that we need to focus on the strategic or the tasks which have the most impact in the organization. So a lot of time you'll find that as leaders, we are always firefighting. We are focusing on tasks which someone else can do. And these are what I call the low value tasks. And these tasks are someone else can do this job, or even if you do them, they are really not contributing to the success of the organization. And so this is where delegation comes in. So where you ask yourselves in there, whatever I'm doing, can it be done by someone else? Whatever I'm doing, is it really adding value to the organization? And thirdly, can this job be done by someone else? So if the answers to those are on the contrary, that someone else can do this job and whatever you're doing doesn't have as much impact as to the organization, and so it's not the best use of your time, then it's important you delegate this to another individual in the organization so that you can be able to focus on the high impact activities. And also when you delegate, this person, the junior, they'll get to learn, they'll get to be motivated, because for them, whatever might be minor to you might be of high value to these individuals because they are growing in their career. So that's the way I look at delegation.
Yeah. And when leaders are delegating, or what mistakes do you see them doing?
And before I come to the mistakes, I would say that another reason why we delegate is also to empower. So don't just look at delegation as, well, I have these tasks, they can be done by someone else. If you've identified potential in a team member, you can also delegate to them, not only to motivate them, but also help them to learn one or two skills. So in terms of mistakes, I would say number one is delegating for the wrong reason. So if I don't like an assignment and I delegate it, that shouldn't be the only factor to put into consideration. The other one is when we delegate to the wrong person. So either we like this person, as part of the team member, or we delegate to the person who doesn't seem like they have much to do. Those should be the wrong. That's the wrong criteria. So the way I look at it, for me, delegation is first, what is the reason that I want to delegate? Then, am I delegating to the right person? And what I mean when I talk about right person is, do they have the skills? Do they have the time? Do they have even the willingness? If someone doesn't fit that bill, then they are not worth delegating to. Then the other thing, and this is the major mistake, is leaders, we look at delegation as an event. So I'll call you in my office, I tell you, Cynthia, from today, you now start to do production. And I've not been able to train you. I've not been able to bring you up to speed. So delegation is actually a process. It's not something you do just once off. And you expect this person to master what you want them to achieve. So, and in terms of a process, is number one, you have to take them through a form of training. Then you have to review what they are doing. And then ultimately, that's the time that you can delegate to them. For example, let's say it's you. I want you to start coming up with a report that has been my responsibility. So at the first instance, I'll come explain to you the importance of this report. Then the next step is actually I show you how I do it, take you through the step, how do I do it, and what is my expectation. Then that, I give you the opportunity to do it. Then you get back to me, I review it, I tell you, Cynthia, this is where to improve. This is, in the future reports, this is what I would want you to work on. So that way, remember all this process, I'm training you. And then lastly, I leave you to do it. So when you do it, maybe once, twice, and I'm comfortable with you doing it, then we can say delegation has taken place, because then I will leave you to it. So now you'll be the one responsible for that report. So it's not a rushed process.
So finally, because you've addressed the steps and the issues that mistakes leaders make, final advice to leaders who find it hard to delegate and people would like it to make it easier to delegate.
Yeah, so very good question. Now, a lot of times, Cynthia, we assume that simply because someone is good at her job, they know what it takes to make them succeed. So the way I look at leadership is a skill. Someone has to be trained. Someone has to make a few mistakes here and there, so ultimately they can be able to perfect. So part of the skill that's needed in leadership is delegation. And that is why I would highly recommend, if you put someone in a leadership position and they've not been trained, then it's a high time you considered a leadership training for them. So that way when they come, you'll be able to teach them all the leadership principles and including delegation. How do you go about it? Yeah, because I'm sure most of the managers, leaders, you attest to this. You give someone a job, then they're always knocking on your door, asking you for clarification. That's what we call reverse delegation. So you even find that you end up doing the same task that you had delegated to this person. Then the other aspects where you find even us as leaders, we are afraid to delegate. Why? Maybe we don't want this person to outshine us. Maybe we believe if they do a good job, we may not even have the job ourselves. Yeah, you might find also there's the issue of skills. How do you develop this person so that you can be able to delegate to them? So delegation, it's part of the larger leadership skills. And the more that someone is trained, the more that they are helped to nurture these skills, the better for the individual and even for the organization.
Yeah. And I think for you to mention that we can be able to do this.
Oh yes, we do offer leadership training. There will be more details in the link of this video. And it's something that I'm very passionate about, because I know when we equip leaders, managers, supervisors with the right skills, then they're able to take the organization forward. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching the video. If you want more information on the leadership training we offer at Corporate Staffing Services, please click on the link below. Subscribe for more tips on leadership, and see you next time.